It's Chatty Sparkly Runners, and after
What week are we on now?
I was going to say there's been a bit of a discussion about this. I do believe we're on week 10.
After much
I got
debate.
it wrong, yeah, and I've been getting it wrong for the last few weeks, so it is episode 10.
Double figures.
Figures,
Yeah.
amazing.
What are we doing today, Anne?
What we're doing today, I'm not going to tell you because you're going to tell everybody.
Okay.
Everybody where we are first.
Okay, so we've come into Shrewsbury and we're on the banks, or we will be soon, of the River Severn as it flows through the county town of Shrewsbury. Did I say Shrewsbury twice? Three times.
No idea. And it's a lovely day,
Yeah.
which is great. So yeah, what we're going to talk about today, it's our last video on tips to help you stay chatty.
Good? Yeah, okay.
And do you know what that last tip is?
No, you're going to tell me.
I'm going to tell you. We're going to start running.
Go on then.
Go on, let's go. It's a little bit tufty, so I might have to be a bit careful.
Yeah, I fell over. Didn't I? I fall over
Yeah, you fell over last week. Well, nearly fell over. Don't want you falling in the river this week.
Okay, I'm going to dip down now.
Yeah, okay, chat. So, the last video on tips for running chatty, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about running apps, how you can use a running app as your friend to help you stay chatty, rather than as something that controls you and makes you run faster or too fast.
Oh, there's a lot of water in the river today.
Ooh. What do you think about that?
What apps are there? Strava, Training
Yeah.
Peaks, Smash Run,
Too many to
Garmin,
mention.
obviously, Garmin.
And they're great. I've got to recognise how good they are. You can, you're laughing now, you use them all the time.
because I know, but really, you might be better off if instead of coming back home and studying your run, if instead
Like
of doing
you
that,
do.
no, if you did 10 minutes stretching instead, that might be better for you in the long run. But anyway, let's move on.
Move on,
Let's move
because
on, okay.
you've got a record of your runs, haven't you? It's great,
Okay,
it's great
yeah.
for me.
I have a diary,
Just,
written diary as well.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a written diary anymore.
Yes, you do.
Okay, we're going to get into a marital argument here, aren't we? Okay, so using it as a friend, because what happens, and I've been there, I've done this. You're looking at your runs. Let's talk about using it on your run. You see people going on looking at their watch all the time, checking their pace.
Yeah, so
Okay, is that a
the
good
first thing
idea?
is, the GPS is not very accurate second by second. In fact, if you look at your plot of your speed, it goes up and down like crazy. But what the GPS does is it averages it out over the mile. So over the mile, it's accurate. But second by second, it can be within 20 seconds either side of your time.
Yeah.
So if you can't judge your pace per mile to within 20 seconds a mile, you really got to get out there and learn what your paces are better. So don't look
so
at
it's
it.
no-
So I
it's no
don't even
point
have
then,
it
is
on
there?
my watch. I don't have pace per as you go along on my watch at all. But it does tell me what it is per minutes per mile. When I've done a kilometre, it tells me how
it
fast
flashes
I've done
up,
the
doesn't it?
kilometre. But then that can change if it's hilly or windy.
Yeah. And the danger is you're going to go home, aren't you, and think, oh, look at my minutes per mile, my minutes per kilometre. Oh, that was much slower than I did it last time. It's a lovely view of the river here.
We're going to turn
Beautiful.
round in a minute. Up there, we're turning round.
Oh, I'm watching my feet very carefully
swap.
because this is a ploughed
On
field.
the way back, I'll swap.
Yeah, we'll go to the corner. Okay. So, yeah, so what's I saying then? Yeah, you compare, you get home and you look at your minutes per kilometre, your minutes per mile, and you start worrying, oh, I've got to go faster next time because I'm not improving. What do you say to that, Colin? That's not really helping you run chatty, is it? It's going to make you run faster.
No, so
We're going to have to walk, I think.
well, first of all, it can change depending on how tired you are. So your pace will change. If you're a bit tired and you've been running a bit too fast, then your pace would be slower. The main thing is that if you keep trying to improve every time you go for a run, it's not going to work. You need
Yeah,
to.
it doesn't.
Let's turn round. Let's turn round.
Let's turn around, let's turn around.
You've got the path
Yeah.
now. So
Also got the sun in
yeah,
my
so
eyes.
it won't, you won't improve. But you should see, we were talking about this, you should see an improvement after 3 weeks. So if you don't force improvement,
And you
let
don't worry
improvement-
about your time.
Just let it happen and stay chatty and be relaxed and be confident that you are going to improve. After 3 weeks, you should be beginning to see that when you come to look at your runs, they are a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
And they might be.
if everything's going well and you've managed to keep going and
Yeah.
press on a little bit more.
And on the same course, in the same conditions, you might put the same effort in and do it, say over 40 minutes, you might be up to a minute quicker. But anything like that would show improvement.
So don't force it, and
No.
don't expect to see it all the time, every run or every week. Don't expect to see progress. It's going to go up and down. You might
Yeah,
have had a
so-
stressful week at work. You're extra tired. I know sometimes you might not have drunk enough at work. You've been
Yeah,
so
bit
busy. You can be dehydrated. That's going to affect you. So many things will affect you on a day-to-day
really?
basis. We're going. Okay.
I don't know how you managed to run on that.
Well, I was struggling. Do you notice? I've got my eyes glued to the ground. It's a ploughed field.
Yeah, so I was just saying, was walking for several weeks. I've been running Chatty for 3 weeks, and now I'm about 20 seconds a kilometre faster with a lower heart rate. But we're not going to mention heart rate, are we? We're going to stay
No.
clear of that for now.
I think that's a
because-
whole other can of worms, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but we can touch that. If anybody
Yeah.
wants to ask questions, or any of the, on Facebook or wherever,
Yeah, you're going to ask a question.
if they
about
want to
that.
ask a question about heart rate, I'm more than happy to answer it, but we haven't got time here to do that, have we?
But what the most important thing that we were going to talk about with regard to these apps is celebrate your Chatty run. Because that's the other thing. You don't want people to see, oh, I've done a really slow run, what's everybody going to think?
But that's what they do, they go too
Yeah.
fast because they think the whole world's watching you. So what happens is they just got that, Jiminy Cricket's
Cricket's
back
back.
on their shoulder and he's saying, everybody's going to be looking at this run and this run is really slow. So be happy. Post it on Chatty Sparkly Runners. Post your run and celebrate your chattiness.
Yeah, post it on Strava. Chatty run.
Yeah,
Great
that's what
Chatty
I do.
run. I did that the other day. I put super or perfect super Chatty run.
Yeah. And then I get kudos for being chatty on Strava.
And what about the victory pose you said?
Oh
What
yeah,
about
yeah.
that?
So the other thing is, this is Lorraine again, is if you're tempted to go a bit faster than normal, but you want to do a chatty run, and if you achieve your chatty run, celebrate it with the
Yay.
victory pose. Yes, I've done exactly the training that I should do. So this week on Tuesday, I must admit, I went a bit too fast.
It happens.
And I didn't victory pose at the end, and I was very sad.
Oh God, you were so grumpy on Tuesday.
Okay, good.
Okay, so message for this one is celebrate your Chatty runs, post them, don't expect to see improvement
every run,
but
it may happen after 3 weeks, definitely
Yeah.
after 6 weeks.
and just have those sort of thoughts in the back of your mind as you're using your app. Let it work for you, let it be your friend rather than control you, is what I think.
Yeah, and my top tip is, it's a very important one, is don't force improvement.
That's
Don't
right.
try to force, I've got to run faster, I've got to see improvement. Don't do that, because it won't happen. What you need to do is you need to just relax
Enjoy
and let
Chatty
improvement happen. In other
Yeah.
words, give improvement space to happen.
Excellent.
Good.
Good. I think we're going to stop the tips there. There probably are more, but we'll come back to those another time, because we have had a question. Oh my goodness. we have a
Okay,
question.
yeah.
A question about whether Chatty running is for, faster or more experienced runners. So I thought we could do a few videos on how important Chatty running is.
How does it fit in?
Yeah, how does it fit in for an
For the
experienced
performance
runner?
athlete.
Yeah. Somebody that's training.
We're all performance athletes.
because it is really important.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
do that next
We'll do that next week, which will be episode
11.
11. I've got it. I think I've got it right.
Okay, good.
Okay, we're going to stop. It's a beautiful field. Didn't see much of the river really, did you?
I did a few.
I don't know whether it was on the
Yeah,
camera
a few
or not.
glimpses.
But,
Yeah, good.
So don't forget, visit our website www.chattysparklyrunners.co.uk. This video goes up on there, and there's also a written blog so you can see the text of the main points we've been talking about.
That's good.
We've got a Facebook page where we post the video, and a Facebook group that you can join if you want a little bit more information or guidance. People pose us quite a few questions on there, don't they?
And people have been
I'm
asking,
doing a little series.
where do they get their t-shirts from?
Oh, have they?
Well, yeah, they have. Yeah.
Well, that's on the website.
It's
You
on
go
the
on the
website.
website, there's a kit page.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm doing a little series on walking. The other end of the scale from experienced runners. I've got one more post to do on the Facebook group. So if you're a beginner or you're wanting to start running, then join our Facebook group and you'll get a bit more advice on the best way to go about it.
How to start.
How to start.
And get improved quickly. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.